Once I see all 7 of us in here, we will get started. Nazaya, are you still working in all this?
Huh?
Are you still working?
Yeah.
Sound thrilled.
Yeah.
Okay, 5. So I'm just waiting on 1 more. 2 more. Who else is still trying to get in? Oh my gosh, Naisha.
Me.
Okay. So once Isis gets in, we are going to be good to go. Who's drawing on my screen? Oh my gosh. Okay. 2020 rocks is a very extreme reaction to the way 2020 is going. Go ahead and erase that so we can see the screen. Let's go. Thank you. And here we go. We'll see if this is good. It looked fine. Okay. Look at us, APSeminar go. And question number 2. Can you find information about when the article was written?
I don't know what none of that stuff is.
I'll say now, I don't know. I don't even know. I feel, okay.
Oh my God.
That was one where, but that was honestly
Obvious. I didn't think it would be that obvious.
Oh, I agree.
The Roni's catching up.
What is the action of making a false spoken statement that damages a person's reputation? From whom does a reporter receive information? What is a regularly featured article in a newspaper?
Did we go over this?
If it makes you feel better, I'm also like, Who is a neutral individual employed as an editor or liaison to a news organization? Like I said, I didn't make this, I just found it, so it's okay if you don't know the answer. A journalist must be blank and moral by writing the truth. Although Isn't like ethical and moral kind of the same word?
Yes.
That's what I would say.
What's subjective?
Subjective means you show your opinion. So you have a bias. A brief explanation found under a photo is, oh, okay. Oh. I got that wrong. But I'm doing okay. Just kidding. Printing false information that damages someone's character. That's not right.
That mean?
This must be slander, and I have that. This is rude.
That question, this is the second time that question came up.
I was gonna say I thought we just did this, but no, we are right. They just messed up our streaks.
This thing is cheating because I was clicking an eyewitness multiple times and it just would not let me answer.
I'm so sorry.
Oh man, the Rooney.
We still have 8 questions. We have a time. What is a special or regular article usually displayed prominently on the page?
A lot of these seem like the same thing over and over.
I didn't look at it that closely. I just tried to find something news and journalism related. Okay, to pass off someone else's work as your own is to It's copycat because there's a cat in a copier. That's hilarious.
I don't see Cedric on here. Oh, you being messy.
Hard.
I always talk about this.
All the media and agencies that print, broadcast, or gather and transmit news. Let's see. What type of news source can be trusted and believed? Gosh.
Isis is cheating. She's texting me and she's distracting me. No, she's cheating.
I'm just losing at this point.
Part of the article provides the writer. Well, the byline had to be something. It's been an option for like a while.
Who is this wilding person? Because they're wilding out. I want to get on top of it.
Messiah, who is Wilden? Come on. Messiah, I want to understand why you didn't realize that was me.
I'm a little slow today.
Really? I thought she was just joking. She actually
No, I'm really tired. I actually don't. I woke up from a nap.
Okay, what is an article written by the editor who,
an obituary? Really? An obituary?
because they are
Ariana,
deceived.
did you choose obituary?
No.
What part of an article provides the main idea of the story? Okay.
Yeah, free inhabitant as she should.
Well, that was a nice start to to the class. That would have been a lot more helpful in the beginning of the school year when we were still getting started with news quizzes. I'm actually going to remember that one. Yeah, that would have been helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let me look at one thing before we move on. So today, the only thing that is actually in your assignment is your reflection, which I'm going to have you guys do in the last 10 minutes of class. It should only take a few minutes. So we're going to start that reflection at 1:40. So from now until 1:40, we are going to be working on our individual revisions, specifically focusing on those parts of the rubric that we are most concerned about or that we want to focus on. So all that I ask is that you guys message me on here in the chat individually where you're going to focus your revisions on. I'm going to pull up your essays, and then just like how I have been doing, I'm just going to be looking to make sure you're regularly making edits for the next 25 minutes, and then we'll go from there. So we'll go ahead and move on and get started on that. Message me one-on-one to tell me what you're focusing on, and I will start pulling up your guys' essays. Questions? Awesome. Okay, Ariana, Nazaya, and Isis, you should see me on your papers now.
I have a question. Oh, sorry.
Not that cute.
Sorry.
Sorry, that was just really loud. What's up?
What was I about to say? I forgot. Hold on. Oh, if I worked on my paper yesterday, do I have to keep working on it, or can I switch over? Because I just wanted to make
Yeah,
some
you can
quick
switch
edits.
over.
Okay.
Isis, just make sure you use the script document that was in yesterday's lesson, which you should still be able to have access to. If you don't, let me know.
Okay.
and make a copy of that and put it into your folder.
A copy of what?
So a copy of the script, just click in the top. When you open it up, you should see in the top left corner, like make a copy and put it into your folder that has like your essay and stuff in it, just so that way we both have easy access to it.
Man.
Okay.
Miss Wild.
Mhm.
And these we don't add personal opinion.
So these you make an argument, so you do have your opinion in there. You just don't say I.
Okay.
So like the reason why we try to discourage saying I in papers is the idea that you're writing it. I know that's how you feel. So by saying I, one, you're using up your word count. Like you're using your word count for a word that you really don't need. And then two, it just like it's redundant. Like because you're writing it, I know that's how you feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So if I want to be like I don't know how to substitute like I personally feel like what would you say?
So look at this sentence that where you want to say I personally feel, and then you get the sentence. Look at the sentence without I personally feel.
Oh shoot. It makes okay. Oh, look at that.
So usually whenever we're saying I, we're just like it's like we're justifying what we're saying. Like I can't think of a better way to say it other than when you use I, you almost come off as insecure in your writing. Like not you specifically, but people in general, where sometimes it's really nice when people say I argue. That's like I argue is something that you can kind of get past because it's laying things out for the reader really well.
Uh-huh.
But when you're getting into stuff that's more emotion driven, if you keep saying I believe this, I believe this, it just comes off as like insecure when it's like as a reader, they would be able to see it and be like, oh, you believe that because you're writing it. Nobody writes about something that they don't believe.
Yeah, I get it. Thank you. And it really makes sense just keeping it right on out.
Yeah, so if and that goes for everybody, if you're having trouble saying not using I or we, if you need to say we, consider saying something like people or human beings in general, or like the population, the United States population, whatever you're studying. But if you want to say I, just kind of notice how if you take I from the sentence, it's almost completely perfect, and that will help your word count. I'm also using my California mug today. Look how cute. Where I'm from in California, it does not look like this.
You said make a copy at the top.
Yes. Yeah, and like the top left here, let me see if I can show you. I'm gonna give me like 2 seconds to try to figure this out from your perspective. And I just don't want to mess up anybody else's work. And I can share a screen with you and show you. Nope, that is not it. Okay, Isis, I'm gonna share my screen. Everybody else just keep working. Everybody else just keep working on your edits. I'm just sharing my screen with Isis so I can show her how to do this a little bit easier. Okay, so it should look something similar to this. You're gonna click open with Google Docs. And now that you have this open as a Google Doc, you're gonna go over here to File, make a copy. And you know what? Let me see if I can do this for you. I think I can do this.
I think I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, awesome. Google Documents and Google Sheets and Google Classroom, it's all that kind of stuff is like super easy. It's really annoying to figure out, but once you have it figured out, it's super easy. Okay. See everybody on their paper. Good job. And if you guys come up with any questions, because seminar is one, so small, and two, because I can't always give very direct feedback, if you ever have a question about how to phrase something or rework something, instead of raising your hand or typing it, go ahead and just like ask it to the whole group, because I might be able to say like, I can't answer that, but others, what do you think? So just unless I say, please type it or raise your hand, in terms of seminar, go ahead and just unmic yourself and address the question. It'll save time. Great, I see everybody actively working on their paper. All of these edits are saying within the last few seconds, which tells me that you guys are actively working on it. It is 1:40. Go ahead and get yourself to a comfortable stopping place in terms of your revisions and your, in Isis's case, writing the script. So just stop wherever you are most comfortable and transition into your reflection. Once your reflection, again, I am looking and grading this based off of thoroughness of your answers. So make sure you're not just like answering everything with one sentence. Find the section that applies to you, whether it's about either the script or the the revisions, and make sure each answer is about 2 sentences or so. So make sure you're thoroughly answering them. I am grading that based off of the quality of your answers. Once that is submitted, you guys are free to go to enjoy your afternoon.
Okay, I have a question.
Mhm.
The first question says, "What revisions did you do today?" You should like say the section and then like the individual things you did, or
Yeah, you can either focus on the parts of the rubric that we went over to either go over the parts of the rubric that you focused on, or if you specifically focused on just your introduction, that's what you can talk about. But tell me what you did in your introduction, not just I revised my introduction.
right? Okay.
What Ariana just pointed out is a good difference of that is a good example of what I mean. What I mean by thoroughness is don't just say I revised my introduction, but explain how you revised your introduction and like what kind of methods and techniques you used.
I turned it in. Am I good to go?
Let me refresh my screen.
Okay.
Yes, Isis and Ariana, y'all are good to go.
Okay, I have a question about the whole meeting thing. Are we gonna be on Zoom during this, or is it just
The what?
the what is it? Report card?
Yes. So the report card conference is
Today at
you might have class depending on the time. You won't.
that's at 4. I will be out.
Yeah, so it'll just be like help your mom either use your Zoom. She's gonna get a link from Ops that I set up, and
Okay.
be over Zoom, and then you can be there if you want.
Yeah, she's gonna make me be there. So.
But yeah, so just your mom email with like the Zoom information and how to do it.
Wait, can I get it to my phone because I have better phone quality than better phone chats?
She should be getting it in an email. So theory, she should be able to like forward the email to you and use the link. But I'll ask during our staff meeting, I'll ask if we can like add you guys in the email in that case where I know that you're going to be present and better phone. Let me see if I can find out if we can get at least in your case you on that email.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
I just came back to say that she's awake.
Okay, thank you, Isis. I will try to, if you can just let her know that I'll give her. Isis, would she rather if I call or text her?
She doesn't care.
Okay, can you just let her know that I'll call her in like 15 minutes?
Okay.
Thank you, Isis.
Can I go?
Am I good to go?
Sorry, Nyasia, you are good to go. Let me refresh my screen one more time. Sorry about that. Jade, you are good to go. Erica, you are good to go. I just got yours.
Hey, Miss Wild, my bad. I'm just finishing up on work from the previous class, so I wasn't able to
Mm-hmm.
start the exit ticket, but I should have that to you before
Okay.
the deadline.
Yeah, no worries. Just focus on the reflection. In the future, just if you're ever stuck with work, make sure you're communicating that to me as ahead of time, like during the time period. Just say like, hey, I might be like, I just want to get this submitted. I might be like 5 or 10 minutes late, just so that way I know that that's why you're not here, as opposed to just like not being here. Okay.
Okay. Also, did you get my history assignment? I think I submitted it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, let me look. I can look at that quick. Erica, I don't know if you heard me, but I did get your stuff. I just don't know if you're waiting for a question or anything. Okay. I got it, and the notes are at the end, so you're good to go, Lauren.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. Any other questions, or are you good to go?
I'm fine.
Awesome. Have a great day, and just reach out if you have any questions, okay?
Okay.
I've been meaning to ask, is there anything that I can do for you on like a one-on-one basis to help one, help you get caught up, and two, just help keep you accountable to coming to Zoom? Like, is there anything that I can do that will just kind of help get things going in the morning, especially with APUSH at like 10 o'clock?
I mean, for the most part, the only thing I really do need is another notebook, because before school was over, I had just got a stack of papers. I don't have
Okay.
my notes, but that's really just
Okay.
what I'm trying
So
to-
like today you took notes in the class document. Is that something that you just did just to make do, or do you actively need, or like would you actively prefer paper, or is it just kind of like you just need it? Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, I did the lecture notes on that only because I have limited amount of paper, and
Okay.
for chemistry and math I have to use my notebook. But if other than that, I feel like that's the only thing. That would be the only
Okay.
why I would have to type it.
Okay. Let me ask, I'll ask the ops team to see if there's a way that if we can like mail you resources or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure how we would get paper to you, but I'll definitely ask to see if that's something we can do.
Okay.
Anything else?
I mean, no, it's just more of me just trying to make sure I catch up on the work that I missed and just holding myself accountable.
So like I was thinking about what you were saying yesterday in advisory, that like we can look at this as a blessing or a curse. Something that you can look at is because all of your work is due by 4 and you don't really get homework. Like I know you get maybe 2 or 3 homework pieces of homework a week from your AP classes, as opposed to like before where you would have a lot of homework every night. Maybe the best, like what I would suggest is the best way to get you caught up is to just say like, okay, it's 4 o'clock, today's work is done. I'm going to do 2 assignments, and just 2 assignments, so that way you don't get burned out. And like today I'm going to get 1 of my pieces of English and 1 pieces of my APUSH done. And then that's just something. And then if you do like 2 pieces of homework, starting with the oldest stuff, 2 pieces of homework a night, you'll be caught up in like no time. And 2 pieces of homework should, in theory, like you should still be able to be done by like 5:30 if you work on it from like 4 to 5:30. So that way you don't lose all of your evening to doing makeup work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that would be my recommendation, is just like create a checklist, and then also say I'm going to, or if you want to break right after classes are done and say I'm going to do homework from 8 to 9:30 because I would rather do it later. Just find the time that you're going to be the most effective during the day, and then use that time to, get all this stuff done.
Okay.
But
Also,
do it in a manageable way, not to where it's like stay up on, because you don't want to stay up all Thursday night doing makeup work and then just miss all of Friday classes because you're worn out. So just make sure you don't overexhaust yourself. Get it done, but make sure you're doing it in a manageable way, not a exhaustive way.
Well, thank you. But I also want to ask the word count, because I
Mhm.
do have a decent amount of words, and then I have like the words that I wasn't able to submit on there, and I'm trying to like change the way like I formatted everything. But the word count for the IWA is how much?
2,000. And
Okay.
readers will stop reading at 2,200 with
Okay.
the bibliography. So make sure when you're checking your word count that you're not including your bibliography.
All right. Oh wait, so the word count does not include the bibliog. They'll still look at that.
Yeah, so what you would do is you would go to right before your bibliography starts, just copy the entire essay, and then if you click word count, it'll show you how many words of your total that is. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And the thing about the citations, because I know that you told me when we were in school the website for that. I just don't know.
I believe I have it linked somewhere in AP Seminars, AP Classroom. It's called Purdue OWL. So if you just type, let me put it into the chat just so it's clear
Okay.
how you spell it. If I could spell it correctly, that would be good. Whew. So what I just typed, Purdue OWL, if you just put in Purdue OWL APA, it'll come up right away.
Okay.
But the link should also be in Classroom in case that doesn't make sense.
All right. Thank you.
No
And
worries. Anything else?
no, I believe so.